Well, hello fans, and welcome back to TK and Mary's Outdoor Adventures 2025 cabin build. No, you're not watching a cheap kung fu movie from the 70s with voiceover. My microphone had some technical difficulties this morning apparently, and I didn't know that until after I got home and started putting in all the footage. So basically, today's plan was get out there early because it's super hot. And first thing was to do the top plate, the double top plate on the front wall, and then move on to house wrap. But most importantly, we are leaving on vacation for about a week and a couple days. So I needed to check the water situation. It had been raining a good bit. So I wanted to see about the water, and it was stacked up pretty good on that tarp. So unfortunately, that's just the way it goes. And, so I had to clear the water off and try to make the most of my day that day. So the plan is to get it done and get out of there early before it gets unbearably hot. And I'm going to tell you, it definitely did get unbearably hot. So stick around and watch how this episode unfolds.
All right, so good news and bad news, I guess. I mean, as you can see, even though I had a tarp up here, we completely understand that a tarp is not completely waterproof. So the good news is the whole floor is not wet. Bad news is there's a good bit of water up here. Another thing that I've noticed is on this Advantech, it looks like the water puddles. The water puddles up really good. So I do have some standing water in certain areas. So I'm not in love with that. But honestly, I don't know what else to do other than, until I can get a roof over this place and get it dried in. I really don't know what else to do. So what I may try this time is, if I have time, to drape the tarp over the top. I don't know. It's just, I can only work so fast and I can only do so much every trip. And so it's disappointing to see. I mean, I do know that this Advantech is made to get wet. It says in their literature that it is made for up to 500 days of exposure, and it says it's good for any delays in construction, things like that. So, I mean, I've done my best here to keep it covered, and it's just not quite cutting it. And if you remember, I had water in the insulation underneath, and we did not fix that. And I'm glad we didn't, because now the water is able to drain. So it's basically an open wound underneath there. So anyway, so we're gonna get started and then just move on. And so got to keep rolling. So anyway, so that's the water situation. I hate it, but here we go. Keep moving. All right, so as you can see, I've got my double top plate up here, and it's flush with the end of the wall. And of course, you'll never find a piece of straight lumber, and especially since it's been out there in the rain and heat and stuff like that. So got these trigger clamps here, and once I got it flush down there, I went in and put a trigger clamp down, and the bigger ones will help me keep it flush side to side. Smaller ones will help me keep it up and down. But you can see down there, there's going to be a little bit of work. So basically it's just clamp it, Jed clamp it, and then nail it, and then reposition and keep working down. And so my wall is 20 foot long, and so this is a 16-foot piece of lumber. And so you can see the break in the two 10-foot walls there. So basically this piece of top plate here, just adds that little bit of structural rigidity there to keep the wall nice and tight, because I'm going to be putting rafters. So there'll be, weight on top of this. So it adds a little bit extra there. So I'm going to be working there, and I got to cut a 4-foot piece down there to the end. You can see where it runs off. So then here shortly I should have a double top plate and be moving towards rafters. So there's a nice look at Area 41 from above. It's a beautiful morning, and I got to take it slow because it's hot, and I don't want to do anything stupid. So anyway, I'll give you an update shortly. All right, I know the sun's kind of intense, but you should be able to see now there are 2 pieces of lumber up top, double top plate all the way across. Wasn't too bad. So anyway, well, it is now time for house wrap. And, you know, haters are going to hate and taters are going to tate. But I'm just going to go ahead and give you an explanation here. A lot of people put up some sort of plywood siding before they put up their other siding. And so they put the house wrap between the plywood and their siding. But the thing is, we are going to use plywood T111 for the outside walls. So basically, there's only one layer. So I'm going to go ahead and put up the house wrap on the outside of the studs. And then when we get back out here, I won't be able to do it today. Then I can put up the T111 siding. So there'll be a water, it's not waterproof, but it's water resistant barrier, kind of like Tyvek, but I have another brand, house wrap, Everbilt, it's Home Depot brand. But anyway, so you know, there's people who have their own opinions about these things, and brother, I have learned that recently, but we're going to do it this way. That way we've got moisture control between our sheeting and our interior insulation. So it's not exactly a one-man job. It's 9 foot long and 150 foot, 9 foot wide and 150 foot long. It's not exactly a one-man job, but we're going to make it one-man job. So I'm going to do the back wall first, which is 7 foot. So that means that I'll have about 1.5 feet to trim off the bottom. So fingers crossed that this goes a little bit easier than I think it's gonna. But hey, you know, we've got our implements of doom here. We've got our both staple guns and a hammer stapler and a staple gun, and a couple thousand staples. So here we go, and I'll show you the progress on the other side. Thanks for watching. All right, people, welcome back. As you can see, there's house wrap on the back wall. Just give you an idea, you know, what it looks like. Yeah, this is not Tyvek. This is the what did I say, the buddy version when we were a kid. Home Depot has it. So it's not exactly Tyvek, which is a DuPont product. So basically, I feel like it went pretty well, considering it was a one-man job. What I felt like I needed to do first was lay it out. So I laid it all out on the ground, 20 foot long. And of course, as soon as I did that, the wind picked up. And so I had to, you know, kind of weigh it down with some things. But I got a 20-foot piece that was more manageable for me. And so what I would do, I would go up the ladder, and I would use the hammer stapler, and I would nail it to the top, and then down 2 or 3 studs as much as I could reach, about 1.5 to 2 feet down. And then I would get down off the ladder and then finish those studs. But a cool thing that I figured out about a quarter of the way through was I would have the excess around, like kind of in front of my ladder. So the ladder was holding it up and holding the tension on it. It actually worked out really well. So basically, as I was moving the ladder, and it was kind of putting it out onto the studs. So that was really cool. You know, I probably went through about 1,000 staples already, but hey, I got plenty of those. I'm not worried about it. But I feel like it looks really good. I'm going to take a little break because it's getting warm. But there you go. And I'm going to have a little lunch. And then I'm going to cut a piece for the front wall. The really cool thing is, I don't know if you can see that. That's what they call shade in some parts of the earth. Really cool. So it gives me a little bit of shade here on the cabin floor to kind of sit down and hang out. So, but I know if you're watching this and you've done this before and you like making fun of new people, I am planning on running a 1x4, a couple, like maybe in an X pattern, to kind of give it a little bit extra stability, because when the wind comes through, what you don't want is, I mean, even just a few staples, it'll end up tearing it up, and it'd be in Tennessee. So anyway, I'm going to do that. So don't worry, fam. Okay. Don't put it in the comments. It's coming. So anyway, I'm going to eat a little lunch, and then I'm going to get the front, and then I think we might have time to do a little bit more. I don't know. So we're rolling out here. So thank you so much for all your support, and thanks for watching. So we'll be right back. All right, people. Starting to get a little dangerously hot out here, but as you can see, the front is completely done in house wrap. I will say the front was marginally harder than the back, simply because of the height. It's 9 feet, but you got to take into account that it's 2 feet from the ground. So, you know, you're up there 11 feet in the air, you know, rooster tailing the whole way. So it's up there, and I had no idea that I was going to go through almost a box of staples, but I've gone through about 3/4 of a box of staples. I've only done 2 walls. That's fine, whatever it takes. But that hammer stapler is coming real handy. You know, I can go up and down the ladder and nail 2 studs worth in just a few minutes. So I took it really slow. I was going up and down the ladder by myself, so I promised Mary I wouldn't do anything stupid. So I was going real slow, but it still took me, I don't know, 30, 35 minutes maybe to do the front. And that's with changing out or adding staples constantly. So the wind was blowing differently, so it actually like laid it up against the wall for me a little bit. So I just walked all the way down, and I stapled the end, and it was pretty good. So I've got to cut a little notch for the door and the window. I may not do that right now, though. I may hold off on that. So anyway, so that's house wrap on front and back walls. So that's a big win for TK and Mary so far. So I am going to go sit in the shade if I can find some for a little bit, eat a little bit, and try to recharge, because I would like to get at least one rafter cut and let it be my template. I have no plans of cutting a bunch of rafters and setting rafters today, but if I can at least get one and get a template, and then I think I'll be happy. So anyway, that's probably all for today, but if so, I'll let you know. So hang tight. Thank you very much. All right, folks. That's about all I can do today. It's you know, I know I keep saying it's hot, but Southwest Arkansas in mid-July is pretty tough. So it's about 97 right now, and it's getting a little too hot for me. But as you can see, front and back is got house wrap, and I got some supports on the front, and I got some supports on the back. Got it tarped down. I did attempt to put the tarp over the top to try to create a roof of some sort, but honestly, I was starting to get shaky. It was just too much work, so I went with the easy route on there. So anyway, that's it for this trip, and so just hang tight. So I just want to end this video by saying, guys, this is definitely doable if you have the resources, if you have the time. I'm a 5th grade teacher, so I definitely have the time during the summertime. But you know, it can get dangerous. You know, honestly, I start to think about like being out here by myself, you know, the things that could happen. So I probably don't take as much risks as I used to, but you know, it's tough, and I thought we'd be done by now, but hey, you know, um, it's a work in progress, and I've had to learn to control myself and slow down. And but you know, it's still a little bit of a stress when you got a storm coming in and things like that. Being an hour and 20 minutes away, you can't just run out and tarp it up. So we're gonna have to deal with the water situation that's coming into the insulation next trip. But I'm expecting to have some roofing delivered out here in the next couple weeks. So it's hot, folks, and I'm about to get in the truck and head back to Shreveport. So next video, I guess, will be rafters. I know I keep making promises, but golly, it's tough. So rafters next time. Thank you so much. Our little channel is just kind of blown up, and I really appreciate it. We're almost to 100 subscribers, and that may not sound like a lot, but it's a lot to me, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you very much. Enjoy your summer, and I'll see you as soon as I possibly can. Y'all get out there now.